This conference will now be recorded.
So, what is a Power BI? So, we are going to learn the Power BI course. Before we are going to start this actual technical training, we need to understand what is Power BI. What is a Power BI? Where exactly using Power BI in the market to implement the project? Okay, I want to take a scenario. A simple scenario is Citibank. Citibank is going to operate their ATM centers. Citibank is going to operate their ATM centers across the globe. That includes India, that includes US. Let's take only these two countries as of. So the moment when they are going to operate these ATM centers, customers are going to withdraw the amount from the ATM centers. The customers might be a Citibank existing and other bank customers also. So based on the transaction and withdrawal, the higher management of the Citibank wants to understand in which location, means each country wise. First they want to compare India versus US, the transaction amount, which customers are withdrawing the amount more, whether it is from India or from US, and top 10 customers doing more transactions. Okay, top 10 customers doing more transactions. Similarly, bottom 10 customers and also top 10 ATM centers having more transactions. Similarly, bottom 10 ATM centers doing less transaction. Why this information is required for the Citibank? Top 10 ATM centers with more transactions means in that centers, in that locations, they want to set up new ATM centers. They want to identify top ATM centers doing more transactions. That means more number of customers are available and using to withdraw the amount in that locations. Based on that, they want to increase the number of ATM centers in that location. That is one kind of decision they want to take about their business. And why we want the bottom 10 ATM centers with the less transactions? That means in that location, definitely we don't require the ATM centers. Some ATM centers daily 5 to 6 transactions are happening. 5 to 6 transactions are happening daily. In that kind of situations, do we really require the ATM center to be in that location? Unnecessary maintenance cost, security cost, power bill, AC bill, a lot of maintenance will happen to the Citibank. They want to remove this kind of ATM centers from that locations. This is also one kind of decision to improve their business. And also they want to understand top 10 ATM centers, ATM locations used by other bank customers. Of course, ICICI Bank customers also will come to the Citibank ATM center and they can withdraw. What might be the reason? The reason is, in that location, ICICI Bank ATM centers are not finding. That is the reason, obviously, whichever is near to us, we will go to that ATM center and we will withdraw the amount. Similarly, I want to understand the locations. Citibank customers using other bank ATMs. Citibank customers are using other bank ATMs. What is that meaning? That means we don't have Citibank ATM centers in that particular location. That is the reason our Citibank customers are using other bank ATM centers. So this is how to increase and to get more customers. We need to take a kind of a decision making. To take decisions about your business, first you should have some thorough knowledge or kind of actual data. You need to understand the answers to all these questions. Based on that, you can take decision. If you don't have answers, what is the top 10 locations, top 10 transaction customers? If you don't have this information, how can you take the decision? So that is the reason Citibank wants to incorporate the information technology. IT means information technology into their business. Without information technology, IT, nowadays there is no business. Even if you are starting a small startup company also, then you have this information technology. Correct? So in this US location, in this India location, Citibank established a different ATM centers. This is one ATM center. This is another 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 ATM center. And this is one more ATM center. ATM 1, ATM 2. This is also another ATM. But this is for US location, India location. This is for US location. When you are going to the ATM, inside the ATM you can see there is one application, right? That is an interface. You are going to insert the card and you are on the screen, you are entering something like what is this, a saving account, or how much amount you want, password, everything you are giving some input. That is called interface. That interface has developed by application team. They are using either Java. Inside the Java they have so many things like a Node.js, React.js, and Angular.js. By using these technologies, they are going to design that application. It's none of our matter how they design that application. Or they can use a .NET also, or they can use any of the web apps as well. Anyhow, they have developed an interface, and when they are developing this interface, when the customer is coming to this ATM center, a customer is coming over here and going to this particular ATM center, then immediately he is going to withdraw the amount. The amount when they are withdrawing, that information, the data, will come into the backend database. So from any ATM center, when you are withdrawing the amount, that amount will come to a database. That I am going to use SQL Server database. Each and every transaction will come into this server. For India, I want to use one server. For US, I want to use a different server. This is another database. Because if you are using same server for both, because of heavy transaction, your database server will not handle. Sometimes when Amazon is giving offers, many people are trying to purchase the products, server will down. Similar things will happen when people are withdrawing the amount. That is the reason I am maintaining different servers. The moment when we are withdrawing the amount, that will come and sit in the backend SQL Server database. So this structure definitely, when they have ATM centers, this is definitely they need to set up. Same architecture not only for ATM centers, even if you are going to the supermarket. Supermarket contains a billing counter. They will enter all the bill. That information in the backend somewhere will save in the database system. Somewhere in the database system, it will store in the backend. Clear? Perfect. This is the information they have. Everyday transactions history they have. Now, as a report developers, we are generally in IT industry, what they call report developer, data analyst, analytics, different names are there. Dashboard designer, okay, all these kind of names they will call. Okay, anyhow, what we are trying to do, we are trying to implement a reporting by taking the data. If you are giving this all transactions data to the the user means like a top level management of the CEO of the Citibank. What he can able to understand? He cannot able to understand anything, right? So in such scenarios, what we can do, we can able to design a visualization. If you are giving a raw data, there is no meaning. The raw data, if you are presenting like a visual format, that will give some meaningful information to the customers. Then they can easily understand about their business and data, and they can take the decision about their business. So to design the reporting and analytics, we have to use Power BI. We have to use Power BI. Power BI is a advanced reporting and analytics, reporting and analytical tool. So to design these reports and dashboards by taking the data from this data source systems, from this server or this server, from any kind of servers. Guys, am I audible? Am I audible or not?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir, audible.
Yeah.
Someone was not able.
Sir, audible.
Okay.
Audible.
Okay.
Audible, sir.
Oh, great. So we need to use Power BI. What are the different components available in Power BI? Very, very important interview question. What are the different components available in Power BI? Power BI contains 4 different components. Power BI desktop, Power BI online service, Power BI report server, Power BI mobile app. These are the 4 different components we have. Let's see one by one. Power BI desktop means that is the application you can able to install in your local computer on a Windows operating system. Something similar like your Excel. This is called Power BI desktop. So this Power BI desktop we are using to design the reports. What I will do, from this SQL server data sources, your Power BI desktop is going to connect and taking all the list of tables, whatever required, and establishing the connection over here. Sorry, it is designing, it is importing all the data into these tables, and then after we are designing some kind of visualizations. So Power BI desktop is completely for designing of the reports, completely designing of the reports over here. So Power BI desktop, it's a free of cost. Anyone can download and install free of cost. Free of cost can install. Free of cost can install on Windows operating system. It is something similar like your Excel, just only color got changed. Excel looks like this. This is Excel, but Power BI desktop looks like this. This one. There is no much change between these two. This is a designer tool we are using to design the reports. Okay, once you are designing the reports by using this Power BI desktop, what is the next step? How can you share that report to the customers? We have a website. The website name is nothing but www.app.powerbi.com. www.app.powerbi.com. By using this one, we are publishing the report what we designed by using Power BI desktop into this website. So then this is a website cloud. Who is managing this website? This site is managed by Microsoft only. Because of that reason, some customers don't want to publish their reports into cloud environment. This is a Power BI online service. We are calling it as a Power BI online services managed by Microsoft. For example, our client we are doing the business is a India Defense. For India Defense, we are doing this business, this reporting, the confidential and secure data of your report. If you are publishing in this one, this is managed by Microsoft from the US based company. How the India will trust this company? India will not trust this company, right? So in that kind of situations where the report needs to be published over here, the reports needs to be published into a server. This is called a report server, Power BI report server, Power BI report server, where we are installing the server in our company, in our premises. We are installing this Power BI report server in our organization. Everything is in our control. Then some customers will publish their reports into the Power BI report server. So after you are publishing, based on the place, customers will come and see the reports what you publish inside here or inside here. These are the customers. They will come and see the reports. For example, generally if you want to see these reports, you will go to the Google Chrome, you will type this website URL www.app.powerbi.com, then you can see. Perfect. I want to see these reports from mobile actually. Generally when you are looking at sites in a computer, the dimensions are different, height, width, but when you are viewing the same report in the mobile, that is different. So that is the reason to compatible these reports even with the mobile, Microsoft has designed a mobile app. So customer, if anyone wants to see the reports from the mobile, what they need to do is they have to install Power BI mobile app in their mobile, and from this mobile they can able to connect to this Power BI online website, and they can able to connect to this report server. They can able to see the reports over here. So these are the four major components we have in Power BI. Power BI mobile app. So in this course also we are going to understand about these four. We are going to understand about these four components of the Power BI. We are designing a report inside the Power BI desktop and publishing that reports into the Power BI online services, and then we are publishing into the Power BI report server. This is the architecture of the Power BI. This is the architecture what we are following to design and giving a complete BI, business intelligence solution to the customers by using Power BI. Any questions on this? Anybody having any questions? In interview they will ask a question, what are the four different kind of components available inside the Power BI? Any questions from anyone?
Ram, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this server part I'm not getting well. It means if I can publish my report so the Microsoft can able to see.
Where in Power BI online service, if you are publishing the report into this website, Microsoft has control because that website is a Microsoft website. Instead of doing like this, same kind of infrastructure we can install like a server in our computer. In our organization we have a server. Inside that server we will install this Power BI report server software. Okay, then this is in your control and reports will be published to this report server. Then viewers will come and see the reports from this server. You will understand how the server installation, how can we see these reports later. The reason why Power BI report server we are using is, the major thing is because of the security concerns. The Power BI report server is in our control. Power BI online service is in Microsoft control. Due to that reason, some customers wants their own setup in their location. Clear?
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone? Okay. So to implement this Power BI, I want to start a project of the Power BI project. Power BI project development life cycle. Life cycle means we need to divide this project development into 4 different phases. 4 different phases. The one is data discovery phase. The second one is data modeling phase. And the next one is data visualization. Data visualization. The last one is sharing of the reports. Sharing of the reports to the end users. These are the 4 phases we have. Data discovery, data modeling, and data visualization, and sharing of the reports. Data discovery, data modeling, data visualization, sharing of the reports. So what the data discovery will cover? So data discovery means, generally when you are going to do reporting to the customer, first you need to understand what is the business of the customer. It is the ATM centers, transaction withdrawals. That is the business. How this is happening, you need to understand. Then after, what is the data source and where the data will store, and in which tables the data will be stored in the server. So all these details you need to understand. Your data source, first understand the client business, and then understand the data source, and then inside this data source, what are the tables we have, what data is available inside this one, everything you need to understand about your client. If you are not able to understand the business of the client, you cannot perform a better reporting. Am I right? You cannot perform the better reporting over here. That is the reason client business you need to understand. Otherwise, what kind of information you will give to the customer if you don't know anything about the business? So try to understand the business and understand the data source and take the data. So what the Power BI will do, we are going to establish a connection to perform ETL. ETL stands for, E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, L stands for loading of the data. Extraction, transformation, and loading of the data over here. We are trying to extract the data from these databases, whatever the SQL servers we have for India and US, applying the transformations. Why we need to apply transformations? The reason, because in India the currency is different, in US the currency is different, but when you are keeping these two in one place in Power BI, before you are going to load the data into Power BI, you need to transform the data according to one currency. So as a part of data discovery, we need to perform these steps. Needs to understand the business of the customer and needs to identify the data source systems and tables data. You need to understand these things. Then after perform ETL, extracting the required data and applying transformations before loading, and finally load the data after transformations completed as per the business requirement into Power BI. These are the things we need to perform under Power Data Discovery part. Once that is completed, the next one is data modeling. The data modeling stands for creating the relationships between the tables, whatever the data you have inputted. Creating relationships between the tables. Then after data visualization. Whatever the data you have imported, you need to design the visualizations. This one. This is data modeling. This is a data visualization, and identifying the data source and extracting the data into Power BI is a data discovery. This is designing of the visualization. Nothing but presenting the data into Power BI visuals. Designing of the visualizations, presenting the data into Power BI visuals. Okay. Sharing of the report. Finally, after completing the designing of the report, publishing the report into either Power BI online service, nothing but www.app.powerbi.com, or into Power BI report server. Either any of one places, we can able to publish this report. Clear? This is called the whole development life cycle of the Power BI. whatever the data discovery, data modeling, data visualization, 3 phases. Out of 4 phases, 3 phases we are going to develop inside the Power BI desktop. Data discovery, data loading, modeling, visualization, all 3 phases we will do inside Power BI desktop only. Only one phase we are doing here. Only one phase we are doing over here. Out of 4 phases. That is the importance of the Power BI desktop. While we are designing the visualizations, that time only we are doing these calculations, if anything calculations required. That is called a DAX. We are using a language to write down the formulas, to create, calculate columns, measures. We will write down some DAX formulas, same what we are writing in Excel. I hope everyone has understand the architecture of the Power BI, life cycle of the Power BI. Power BI architecture is this one, containing 4 components: Power BI desktop, online service, mobile app, report server. Power BI project life cycle is 4 pages we can divide: data discovery page, data modeling page, data visualization page, sharing of the reports. So whatever the reports we are designing here, whatever the softwares required for Power BI projects, I will install tomorrow. I will install all the required softwares on your computers by tomorrow. In tomorrow's session, we will discuss about the softwares required to practice this Power BI. I will provide you all the softwares, and I will do the installation tomorrow on everyone's machine. What is the prerequisites to install this is Windows operating system, that is Windows 10 operating system should be required. At least 4 GB RAM is enough. Windows 10 operating system, 4 GB RAM for this one. The database, data, sample data, everything I will give. Power BI desktop and this Power BI online service website license also required. That also I will guide you how to do. It is every day 1 hour session. So what I am planning, initially 4 to 5 classes I will take, 9:30 to 10:30. After 5 classes, I want to move this, instead of 9:30 to 8:30, I will move to 8:30 to 9:30. After 4 to 5 classes, I will tell you when exactly. 9:30 to 10:30 is current time, but I will move this to the 8:30 to 9:30 due to some people who wants to go to office or whatever is the reasons. Every day 1 hour session. This is going to be Monday to Saturday. 1 hour. Total duration is 35 hours. Every day class notes, class recording video will be shared to your email. Whoever confirmed this training, whoever wants to continue this training from tomorrow, please call to this number 7897 457 228 and confirm about your continuation of the course. Any questions so far?
Yeah.
Any questions from you?
Actually, I want to copy that number.
Okay. So Eclasses is offering several other courses as well, like SQL, MSBI, Power BI, Azure, Azure Data Engineer, nothing but Azure Data Factory, and Azure DevOps, and Snowflake, Salesforce. Okay, Salesforce, Python, Selenium automation. These are all the technologies we are doing the trainings, placement, work support. Of course, we are doing SAP as well. Training, placement, work support. Also, certifications as well. If anybody wants the certification help as well, the Power BI developers, whoever is going to learn this Power BI, their certification exam name is DA100. I am requesting everyone, better if you are doing, it's not mandatory. If you are doing this DA100 exam also, you can keep in your profile to get more weight. If you want any kind of information related to these things, you can call to this 7997457228.
Ram, I have one question.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, what is this 70-778?
70.
That is, yeah, that one and the DA100 both are same.
I'm not sure about this 70, but
Yeah, this Power BI certification exam 70778. That's a different one.
that is a different.
Okay.
Okay, all right, guys. Let's meet tomorrow. And whoever wants to continue this training, please confirm to this number today. Okay. Tomorrow is the installation of. Yes, don't miss that session. Thank you.
Thank you.